The ramp's an incredible tool, especially for some of those players at your club that don't necessarily want to use the swivels. The ramp, just by going back and forth, see, by weighting and unweighting my legs here, you see, it gives me a perfect figure 8. And it also gives me that added verticality, right? So this front hip goes down a little bit when you turn and then levels off as you hit the ball. So it's great for forehands, volleys. It's unbelievable for overheads and serves. I use it all the time for overheads and serves. Really gets you in and out of the serve without over rotating, right? You stay on the board, and it gets you to really learn how to follow through and your hip to retract right here. So just an incredible tool. I use it on the backhand as well. For topspin, two-handers, one-hander, it doesn't matter. It's great. And the only way I use this differently is on the slice backhand, I'll shift it. The reason I like to do that is because I don't want my players coming through. So by keeping it high in the front, you see they push in the beginning, and then as they hit, they lay back and balance on the back foot. If you remember, Roger does that as well. So it's really a nice tool on the slice backhand as well. But for flat and topspin ground strokes, for volleys and overheads and serves, it's just a totally amazing product, and it adds so much to your stroke, especially with the added verticality. Here's another great ground stroke drill that I do early on with my players. And that is, I have this double ramp. I call it the double ramp drill, where you really have your heels up in the air on the high part of the ramp, and your toes are down, and it puts you in this athletic position. And then you go from one stroke back to your ready position to the other stroke, and so on. And what that does is it really gets a player in this realm of, okay, these are my only two attack points. I'm going to attack this 45 or that one. And so what I'm trying to do is get players to really live and be committed and disciplined at this 45-degree angle. So try the double ramp drill. It really is great for players and great to get their confidence up. And as always, make sure to line the ramp up at the 45-degree angle. So when you're hitting the serve, even though it might seem logical to put it the way you stand, you won't be able to make contact at the 45. You'll contact here. So make sure for the ground strokes, the forehand, the serve, and the overhead and the volley, it's always shaped in this direction to the 45-degree angle. See, it's perfect for the forehand, volley, overhead, and serve. And then on the backhand side, make sure it's always facing the 45-degree angle on this side. See that? For the one-hander, for the two-hander, and for the volley. It's in the perfect spot. So always line it up at the 45-degree angle. Of course, the key when using the ramp is to stay on the ramp, right? If you're doing this and you're falling off the board, there's a problem there. That means you're not staying lined up throughout the hit. So the key is to really try to stay balanced, right? And that's by staying on the board and locating the contact, and then even facing the contact when you're done. So key, don't use the board and then step off at mid-stroke or at the end of the stroke. The key is to try and stay balanced on the board.